I see my name in shining lights. Yeah, a different city every night. Oh, I swear the world better prepare for when I'm a billionaire.
It's time to get down to business on the weekend's #1 business program. Known as the King of Networking, your host, Shalom Klein, has worked with thousands of entrepreneurs and created countless jobs. So, to success, let's get down to business.
And indeed, we are all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship and business. We talk a lot about business here. You're on with Get Down to Business, and I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Remember, you can always download podcasts from Get Down to Business on my website at shalomklein.com. And while you are there, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Shalom Klein. It's going to be a jam-packed week of content and information you will not want to miss, so let's jump right in. I'm so excited to be joined by Kristin Zhivago, the president of Zhivago Partners. And Kristin and I were just talking a little bit offline about some of the amazing areas that I know over the past many decades that Kristin, that you've dedicated your life to. But Zhivago Partners, digital marketing management. Would love to talk to you about that. But let's get to know you, the person behind the microphone first. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I've been in tech for decades and sort of branched out to a number of types of different businesses when the web emerged in 1994. Always been doing sales and marketing, was a revenue coach for decades for CEOs and entrepreneurs, teaching them how to figure out what their customers want to buy from them and how they want to buy it. And I've basically, as you say, dedicated my life to the gap between what the customer really wants and what companies think they want, which is always not on target. So I try to fix that gap.
Absolutely. And little known fact that I know you spent quite a bit of time in Silicon Valley. And so certainly different experiences out there and now out in Rhode Island. But Zhivago Partners, you are a subject matter expert across the nation. And you have written a book, a fantastic read, Roadmap to Revenue, How to Sell the Way Your Customers Want to Buy. And I know you're very passionate about that, about making sure that you're actually interviewing your customers. So let's talk a little bit about that. What is your sort of unique value proposition? What is sort of that game changer mentality that you have both in your book as well as that you talk to everybody who's willing to listen about?
Yeah, I found this out as especially we started a high-tech ad agency, my husband and I, a long time ago in Silicon Valley. And as I was working with clients, excuse me, I discovered that the client would say, here's what's important to our customer. And it was a list. And I would say, okay, and it all made sense. And then I'd go and interview their customers and their list was different. I thought, uh-oh, we've got a problem here. And that meant that everything they were doing with sales and marketing was off base, which really counts now because people come to your website and in a couple of nanoseconds, if you haven't made it very clear what you're selling and why they would benefit from it, they just go away and they don't come back typically. So, and they can find your competitor within seconds again, because of Google. Google has changed everything about buying, the whole buying process. So I started really focusing on those customer interviews and making sure I understood the customer's buying process for the different types of products and services in the world. And that's all mapped out in the book. So that's the trick, is understanding who they are. And it's just simple telephone interviews. Chapter 3 in my book covers it in great detail, tells you exactly how to do it, what to do. I've conducted thousands of those interviews and I put all my secrets in the book because I want everybody to be able to do this. And just shockingly, it only takes 5 to 7 interviews of customers of a given type for you to have bankable concepts that work out in the marketplace.
Yeah, Secrets No More. The book is called Roadmap to Revenue, How to Sell the Way Your Customers Want to Buy. basically changing your mindset from seller to buyer to understand what your customers want to buy from you and what they want to buy from you. Again, that's written by our guest right now, Kristin Zhivago from Zhivago Partners, Digital Marketing Management. And if there's one sort of term that I'd use to describe you, Kristin, it's the inventor of mindset-driven marketing, which leads us to our topic, which is digital marketing management. We were joking about technology challenges, and you said that you've been in technology for several decades now. So what is digital marketing, and why should our listeners care?
Well, digital is where marketing is now. So you really do have to care. I mean, the age of print and all of that's gone. It's basically gone. So that's where the marketplace is. It's fully digital. It's complicated. It changes frequently. I mean, Google changes its algorithm like 4 times a day, and there's 200 criteria that it uses to rank you on top. And it consists of the things that we have heard of and know about: SEO, search engine optimization, social media, email marketing, content marketing, just all of those things that bring leads to you, but they don't all work. And they certainly don't all work for a specific company selling to a specific kind of audience, which is one of the reasons you have to interview your customers and ask them how they typically buy. What's their buying process? For example, B2B buyers hardly ever go to Google if they're looking for a B2B service. They go to their network. So you have to figure out, how do I get into the network? How do I work through the people that would then recommend me and help that recommendation process? So it's a completely different process than you would use if you're an e-commerce company selling consumables or something like that. So you really have to be careful, because a lot of people say, oh, well, if you're selling, you need to be doing this. And they're the ones selling that. So they want you to do what they think you should do, when in fact, it might not be at all appropriate for your customer's buying process. So you really want to reverse engineer a successful buying process so you can create new sales in quantity. And that's what we do for our clients.
That's fantastic. And I know very shortly in the program, we're going to continue the conversation talking about international business as well. So on that topic, one of the, I would say, the silver lining of this pandemic, if there is any, is that the world has opened up. And so when we're talking about digital marketing, obviously this is a timely topic as we move into the end of the first quarter of 2022. What changes have you seen, Kristin, in your time in this industry, from maybe 10 years ago now to where do you see things in 10 years from now?
Well, the trend is pretty obvious. And you're right, it has sped up because of COVID. People are much more used to shopping online and working at home. There's a whole bunch of people that don't want to go back to the office, and so employers are dealing with that right now. So the world really has, and COVID made it even more of a progression. It has gone digital. And if you don't understand how that all works, my most popular article on my blog is how websites are actually constructed, because people who are managing marketing now need to understand that. We have clients that come to us, don't even know where their domain is hosted. And your domain is like mycompany.com. And if you don't know where that is and how to get in there if you have a problem, yeah, you could be out of business. I mean, it's that the website and all of the things that go with it are now your business. It's where people expect to find you and learn all about you. So you really can't just sort of blow it off and say, well, it's a brochure and I don't need to do much with it. You know, it's a dead document kind of thing. That doesn't work anymore. It's all interactive, and customers can talk to each other now, not just Google being able to find whatever you want if you type in the right phrase. They assume they're going to find it. But the other thing is, customers are telling each other, oh, this is great looking, but when I got it, look how it came. And after the silver wore off and it was all brown. And, you know, these are things that people tell each other that they never would have seen before the whole Amazon answer questions from other customers, read reviews. That has changed everything. So you really have to be on top of it.
I can say for certain that our listeners can find you all over the place, both podcasts as well as, of course, your fantastic best-selling book, Roadmap to Revenue, How to Sell the Way Your Customers Want to Buy. And that's all by Kristin Zhivago. So Kristin, real brief in our final few seconds remaining, what is the one homework assignment that you want to give to all of our listeners that you want to have them put into action in the week ahead? And how can they get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with me by just Googling me, because I dominate the page, of course, because I know what I'm doing. And the second thing is ZhivagoPartners.com is our website. The book is on Amazon. Honestly, I would recommend they get the book and read chapter 3, which will tell you exactly how to interview your customers, and then just do it. Just do it, or have someone do it for you. It's a very simple process, doesn't cost much, doesn't take long, and it will change your whole perspective. You'll see the light and be able to make good decisions after that.
Interview your customers. Certainly a change in mindset, change in perspective. And that's what I've learned today. My homework assignment from Kristin Zhivago, and I will be reading chapter 3 of this fantastic read. But we've got to squeeze in a quick break. Kristin, thank you so much for joining us. Looking forward to having you back on real soon. Quick break here on the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurs. Continue our conversation with thought leaders, industry experts. You don't want to miss a minute of it. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.